Hello, I'm Nathan Skipper, and in this video I'll be explaining to you how to schedule a visit. As I've explained in earlier videos, an inmate in some facilities might be permitted to call you directly using the Connexus video visitation app from the device in his dorm. But some facilities do not permit those direct out-of-dorm calls, and so the way to participate in video visitation with those facilities is to schedule the visit. And so in order to do that, what you need to do is go to our website at www.mticonnex.us. That's www.mticonnex.us, and you'll see this website that comes up. Now from the website you can choose to schedule a visit up at the top on the menu bar. And when you select that, you'll be taken to a wizard which will direct you through the process of doing a scheduled visit. Now, the first thing that you'll need to do is select the facility at which you want to participate in a visit. And you select the facility of your choice. Then the very first step is going to appear. Now, just to point out, if you are not a native English speaker or reader, you can choose any number of languages provided through the Google Translate plugin, but the native language is English. In step one, you'll be asked to pick the inmate, and so you can either use the drop-down box to pick the inmate from the said facility or selected facility, or you can type in the inmate's first and last name. Any part of the first and last name will select down to the inmate that match that name. So if I type in Will, for example, and click the search button, then it will pull up Jack Will for use as the inmate of choice. There again, I can select the drop-down menu and go to an available inmate if I so choose. Once you have your inmate selected, you go to click the next button, and it takes you to step two, which is to add the visitors. Now in this case, you want to make sure that you add the very first visitor is the visitor that will be hosting the visit. This needs to be the visitor name with the phone number and everything that is registered with the CX client. This is all explained in a previous video. It also explains to you that you have to add at least one visitor, and for from-home visitors, the first visitor added must have a telephone number, and that visitor should make sure that he has installed the CX Client app on his computer. If you haven't done so, you can click on this link and it will take you to the page that you need to go through the process of installing the CX Client app. This is all explained in previous videos that you can look up on the mticonnex.us website. Now, so if I want to add the first visitor, I just type in the last name and then the first name and the date of birth. And the telephone number at which that visitor has been registered. When I click the add button, it's going to add that visitor to the list of current visitors at the top of the screen. If the visitor is not in the system, for example, if we were to add a new visitor, and click the add button, it's going to tell us that this visitor, it doesn't appear that this visitor is in the system, and it's going to ask us to add more information so that we can fill out all the required information for the visitor. With every visitor after the first visitor, the phone number is not required, but the rest of the information is. So if I go through and enter in all of this information and click the add new button, then it will create a new visitor on the facilities system, and it will add that visitor to this list. I'm not going to do that at this time, but if I wanted to remove a visitor from the list of current visitors, then I can click on this X button next to the visitor name and it will remove him from the list. Now that I've got my list of visitors that I want to participate in the visit, I can click the next button, and now it's going to ask us to first pick a type for the visit. So if I pick an on-site visit, then that means my visit is going to be carried out at the facility in their visitation center or in their lobby or whatever facilities they have available. If I pick a from-home visit, that means that the visit will happen through the internet, and it will come to my local computer where I've got the CX client installed. So if I pick from home, pick the date, and this is dates available specifically for the inmate that I have selected. So I'm going to pick a date out in the future, and then it's asked me to pick available times for the inmate. So I'm going to find an available time that suits my schedule, and once I've selected all of those criteria, I hit the finish button, and it will finish out the schedule. It will tell me that the visit was successfully scheduled. Make sure that you are familiar and have familiarized yourself with the facility regulations, and it also reminds me that you need to install the Connexus software if you haven't already. Now, if you put in your email address, then it's going to send you an email notifying you of the visit and sending you a receipt. It will also send you a receipt to let you know what to do next. So that is how you schedule a visit through the Connexus website.